Hi, my dear Astro family. Here is the aspect of the week, and I picked to speak about the Jupiter and Mars trine because this is very much connected actually to the upcoming lunation. So I thought I wanted to break it down for you a little bit more in depth. Now, I did make a video about the upcoming Capricorn lunation. I really recommend to check it out because this is a really positive one. And I think this should be a year when you actually start promising something that you might be able to deliver. And surely this Jupiter and Mars trine will further help you with that. So Mars trine Jupiter is going to be happening on the 12th of January. Mars is in the sign of Capricorn on 5 degrees, and Jupiter has just actually gone direct in the sign of Taurus, also on 5 degrees. So we've got this beautiful trine going on between them too. Now let's explore the Mars trine Jupiter archetype. Of course, trying to bring the signs together as well. So as mentioned before, this is Taurus and Capricorn. Now, if you would like to hear more about the weekly energy patterns, then you might want to be checking out my YouTube membership, or there is a membership zone also on my website as well. You might want to be joining my social media channels such as Facebook or Instagram, because I am actually posting every single day the current aspect with a short description as well. If you want to get a more in-depth analysis of the day, then you might want to be becoming one of my Patreons, supporting the channel, but also getting inside of what the week ahead might look like for you. So Mars trine Jupiter, this is the aspect of confidence. Mars trine Jupiter would tell you that it's time to actually stand up for your own belief system, or fighting against other people's belief system, who is trying to push something down on your throat. Imagine that, for example, a parent of yours, Capricorn, is telling you how to spend your money, Taurus. And actually, Mars is telling you to stand up for yourself. You don't need to accept their point of view because you can have your own belief system. But also Mars Jupiter together is about religious or political convictions. So this could be a chit chat with someone who might be very biased, for example, about their religious or political point of view, or it might be you. And then this might be telling you to change your opinion. Or do you want to actually get into a little bit of a fight over something that might not matter for you as much, just to prove the point? But also Mars Jupiter together is about fighting for a cause that you can actually put your faith into, you believe in. So for example, again, this might be the expenditure, Taurus, of a company, Capricorn, you work for. And you might want, for example, to increase the salary of the workers, but someone says, no, we cannot do that. We don't have the budget for it. And then this Mars Jupiter would talk to us about trying to convince them. It's the aspect of campaigning for something. Yes, often we overcompensate as well, though, even though it's a trine. Overcompensation by fighting for something, of course, because we are afraid of being rejected or crucified for something as well. You know, when we overdo that fighting element to kind of try to prove the point or not to lose respect. And this could be happening actually, again, somehow connected to your workplace as well. Are you able to give up your point of view in a way? Also, this might be about just not wanting to fight at all, or not wanting to promote violence. Because violence, what? It creates another war. It creates another source of violence somehow, and it becomes an endless chain. So Mars trine Jupiter often actually tells you that, you know what, I just have to give in. I just have to move on from this topic because then it might become even more serious later on. But also this might be telling you that you're going to be the hero of the day. Again, imagine this aspect is about patriotism. So imagine that you save the day somehow at workplace just because you tackle the problem really well, or you were able to choose the right words on a meeting, for example. But also, this is the aspect of love of adventure, or having the trip abroad, promoting, for example, to have a board meeting in a foreign country because the staff members deserve to have a travel. So I'm going to give you an example here, because when I worked in catering and we had 8 restaurants once a year, we actually gathered a team, the 8 restaurant managers, sometimes a couple of assistant managers tagged along as well. And then we took them to a foreign country, and then we were there for 5 days, and then 3 of them was a little bit of work, and 2 days were sightseeing and so forth. So of course, there was a little bit of a work involved as well, just to plan the year ahead. But at the same time, they receive some fun as well. I think this is a great incentive. And for me, Mars, Jupiter, especially connected to Capricorn and Taurus, often we believe that we can motivate others by money, but often this is just about telling someone that, you know what, you did a great job as well. Also, Mars Jupiter is about bedroom activity as well. So this, and of course, Taurus is connected here. So Taurus is very much about pleasure. So it's doing something that you truly enjoy in a way. It can represent high sex drive. Hopefully it doesn't happen at workplace, at Capricorn, but also surely this would definitely talk to you about having to slow down a little bit with Mars in Capricorn. The drive is there. Remember, Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. The drive is there, but we're having to slow down a little bit. We are able to contain our sex drive just because we know that we have got responsibilities to attend. So it's a little bit of a balance between fun and work as well. How are you going to do that with that Mars, Jupiter? Also, Mars, Jupiter could talk about protecting your individuality, standing up for your own rights, having really strong moral code. And also often, I mean, if I had to describe how Mars and Jupiter would look like, then actually I imagine a horse, a soldier is sitting on it, having a shield. The shield has got some religious symbols on it, for example. And then we are ready to conquer the world, because in the other hand, I'm holding a sword and I'm ready to move forward. And I do some heroic acts on the way. Maybe I'm going to be saving someone's life. So it could actually represent Mars, Jupiter, that you are going to be stopping, for example, a crime on the road. Also, Jupiter often makes us a bit greedy, right? So even though it's a trine, we need to watch out for greediness. So Mars, which is all about action, we can push things way too far. We can take too many risks. And that might end up, unfortunately, being a bit dangerous. Also, the dare, do you dare game? What was the name of it? I can't remember. You know, anyway, do you dare doing something? That's also a Jupiter and Mars aspect as well. It's very much about fighting for the underdog. It's having the competitive spirit. Also, this is a great day, for example, if you want to start some new physical activities. I mean, neither Capricorn, I mean, Capricorn is not necessarily a lazy sign, but Taurus can be. But this energy can get you out of the bedroom or that lazy comfort zone, and then you might move a little bit around. Even though it's a trine, it can make us really argumentative, a little bit overly aggressive too, or overly competitive. It could actually bring some minor injuries as well. And you can have some competitive situation going on, for example, at workplace, that of course is motivating you to do better. But actually, it can also make you less cautious as well. So let's say you work in the kitchen, and then unfortunately, it's all about speed, and you want to be the first one. You want to prove the point that, you know what, you are the best chef ever. And unfortunately, you might cut your finger. So you're going to have to watch out for this. Mars also represents our energy level. Now, with Jupiter, Mars, Trine, often we are full of energy. And we don't even notice that the batteries are running out. This could be great, for example, if you wanted to teach your kid football or volleyball or something, anything to do with sport, or even you wanted to give them certain clues about, it's not the stalk that is actually bringing the kids topic. So sexual education could be a great way to go about your Mars and Jupiter trine today as well. I mean, this is definitely a playful aspect. I don't know whether it's the good one or the bad one, but we can use it for gaming as well. Video games or any type of games, typically that is involving money situations too, though. Now, of course, when you start looking at a little bit more in depth, Jupiter rules two signs, right? Which is Pisces and Sagittarius. And Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. So even though we look at it as a brilliant aspect, I mean, if Jupiter rules Pisces and Mars rules Scorpio, then we've got a trine there. If Mars rules Aries and Jupiter rules Sagittarius, then we also have got a trine there. But from a Pisces and Aries point of view, we've got a bit of clash going on there, right? So, and we've got a bit of clash going on between Sagittarius and the Scorpio too. So when we start looking at Mars needs, which is about survival, freedom, action, and novelty, somehow self-preservation. So often what happens with Jupiter and Mars, that the desire to be free, the desire to survive something, or the desire to have a child is huge. So if you wanted to have a child, then Mars and Jupiter could be a great day for that. Often Mars and Jupiter wants to act in their own self-interest. Jupiter and Mars is about promoting entrepreneurships. But also, as I said, this is about freedom loving as well. And freedom loving, I mean, when the freedom is threatened, actually it can lead to some type of war or at least arrogance. So even though it's a trine, watch out for your responses though, because remember that Jupiter and Mars often feel threatened. This is a really active position, even though Taurus is involved. It's an active position. It's kind of like you cannot sit down for a minute. Somehow we need to be active. We need certain type of stimulations. So what are you going to be doing with your excess energy? This could be a great way to think about this. You know what? Often Jupiter Mars is about the battle for dominance. I want to domineer something. Because Taurus is involved. Watch out, because it's very easy to spend way too much too, such as sex, sport, or just overall the self. So that would be the Jupiter and Mars, I believe. I think this is about confidence, self-belief. It's about promoting enthusiasm, having that competitive spirit. It's very much about pushing forward, fighting for something that is truly important to you. I feel like this is a productive day because Mars is in the sign of Capricorn. So we just want to get things done. Remember, Mars is about initiation. So you can initiate to study something to improve, for example, your skills so that you can have a better career. I feel like Mars is here as an activator to boost your confidence to to go after your opportunities. I also would like to mention, because earth signs are very much about routine and habits. So if you want to start some new habits, this could be a brilliant day for that. It is all earth signs are connected to longevity. So this would be a kind of a promise that you can do it in the long run, or you will be able to see the results of it in the longer run. This is happening because Mars is making the initiation to Jupiter. So therefore, I'm looking at what dwad Mars falls onto. Mars is on Pisces dwad. So therefore, if we bring in Pisces, which is about letting go, bad habits, attachments, but also spirituality. So further messages that comes up here is that if you want to create a new habit, it is all granted for you, but surely a bad habit needs to go. You need to be looking at your attachments because you can leave them behind. But also, this is telling you now it's time to differentiate between reality, between real and unreal things as well. Maybe it's about promising yourself that it will not be all about work and money, but you might make space for other things as well. Do some sport habits. Do some sport, for example, with Mars and Jupiter. It could be very good. But as I said, it's also brilliant to get pregnant. It could give you a quick result as well because Mars is in the sign of Capricorn. So that's an exalted position. And often exaltation brings quick results as well. And Jupiter is the natural significator of kids too. But surely, on a psychological level, this is a reminder that it's time to play, time to enjoy life to the fullest. Well, guys, this is the Mars and Jupiter aspect. I hope to see you next week as well with our next pick. Have a good one. Bye-bye.